So after you left Trump campaign, you went and started or were a part of the initial team at Getter.
Yeah.
Right. And I was watching your speech, I think, at CPAC in 2022. And I think you opened it up by saying, like, screw Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Twitter's the worst. So how has your opinion changed since? Because that was before Elon took over.
So here's what I'll say about Elon. It's complicated, right? Like, I don't think that he's done really anything. Like, I'm big on, like, tangible. I think I've used that word like 30 times so far. But, like, he hasn't made, like, a real, like, tangible improvement to, like, the customer experience since he took over. Like, yeah, you can he's, like, streaming Diablo 4, and that's cool. But, like, we had that once. It was Periscope, right? Or was it was like Meerkat before. So he's not, like, innovating in a way that I think people expected. I don't know if that's, like, him. He's got to tear shit down before he builds it up or what. But I'm, like, a little underwhelmed. Like, and I think that conservative-minded or free speech-minded folks really put a lot of eggs in this basket, and I was really worried about that. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's a fucking troll. He's like the king troll.
He might make, like, photo ID verification, which would be crazy.
Or, like, what was he talking about the other day? He wants you to be able to, like, pay people using your Twitter accounts or something. Like, that's not what it is. Like,
no, that's about the transition to X, though, because he's been working on, like, X since the early 2000s.
And that's, like, everything in one place. Like,
everything in one
place.
place.
I'm sure they don't. Well, they might, but
yeah, basically. So he's been working on X, and he owned a company. Was it also X, or what was it called beforehand?
Yeah.
When they merged with PayPal, then he sold PayPal among, like, with all the other PayPal mafia guys. Then he got into Tesla. Then he did all these other things, and now he runs, like, 4 multi-billion-dollar companies, which is incredible. But his vision for X when he first started was, like, the everything.
It's
app.
like China's got an app like that. Is WeChat or something?
Something like that. But anyways, he wants to do, like, peer-to-peer payment processing. So, like, similar to what PayPal and Venmo is, basically every single type of social media wrapped into one, which is why you're seeing, like, longer form content on Twitter, all of these different things. So I think he has such a big vision that he actually hasn't been able to make, like, tangible improvements, because he's not just like, okay, this is what Twitter was. Like, let's make, like, clear improvements to Twitter. He's trying to fundamentally change what it was into this big everything app. And it's going to take some time. I think realistically what you said was correct. Like, he's kind of got to tear everything down. Like,
Probably,
they lost 80% of their staff.
They didn't lose him.
He fired.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably what he's been most busy with, because like you talked about Trump being a workhorse. I don't know how Elon Musk does it, running that many companies.
He still has time to play
troll.
Diablo and
it's crazy.
troll.
He's more active on Twitter than I am. He's tweeting all day.
Right. Well, I think, like, the one thing he can do to, like, restore trust and really win a lot of people over would be to kind of expose the back-end algorithm in the way that he was kind of outlining, and that, like, you could tell if you're shadow banned or if there are strikes against your account or whatever. Like, people aren't, like, fundamentally, like, you know, you can say, you know, you feel like all speech is free speech and everything should be allowed, but ultimately I think people would be more okay with, like, people being banned or deplatformed if they knew why.
Yeah, if you just had clear guidelines on why you would get banned. Like,
you
say
can't
this,
contact these people.
They were just like, they're just, like, dunking on you and you were gone. Or, like, it truly is in a world where people's, like, livelihoods depend on this kind of thing. It really doesn't make sense to me that everything like that would be a secret. Like, I think we'd be more okay with things and I would know where to spend my time, right? That's the other thing, is if I didn't agree with the way they were handling things, okay, I know I shouldn't waste time doing this anymore. I'm going to go diversify my, you know, online portfolio. I'm going to go spend more time on Instagram or post some boomers on Facebook. I don't know, like, whatever you're trying to get. But it's interesting. I'd say, like, you got to remember he's a troll at the end of the day, and, like, he could just change his mind tomorrow. And, like, bullshit.
Yeah. I don't think he's done the best job in the world, but I think he's done well enough to fend off competitors. Like, there still hasn't been a real replacement. Like, even Threads. When's the last time somebody went on Threads?
Yeah.
Never. Everyone's like, you got to join. This is a new thing. I'm like, no.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.